Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're exploring the evolution of Frankenstein in media.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein? All right, I can deal with that. I'll call you Frankenstein.
In 1816, a teenage Mary Shelley traveled to Switzerland with her future husband, Percy Bysshe Shelley, visiting poet Lord Byron.
I should like to think that an irate Jehovah was pointing those arrows of lightning directly at my head. The unbowed head of George Gordon Lord Byron.
Gathered at his villa, Byron suggested that each of them take a crack at a ghost story. Although Mary Shelley had writer's block, the idea of a reanimated corpse eventually struck her.
Can you believe that bland and lovely brow conceived of Frankenstein? A monster created from cadavers out of rifled graves? Isn't it astonishing?
What started as a short story evolved into a novel initially published in multiple volumes, Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus. In addition to the Titan who gifted fire to humanity, Shelley's story of a doctor who plays God mirrors other figures from Greek mythology, like Pygmalion, who falls in love with a statue he carved. The book also echoes elements of Shelley's life, namely loss.
Such an audience needs something stronger than a pretty little love story. So why shouldn't I write of monsters?
No wonder Murray's refused to publish the book. He says his reading public would be too shocked.
Shelley's mother, feminist philosopher Mary Wollstonecraft, died days after she was born. It was the first of several losses that Shelley endured. This included her prematurely born daughter, who died shortly before Shelley wrote Frankenstein.
In 1815, in February 1815, she had a child by him, a daughter that was born prematurely when it was 7 months old. That child died within a few weeks.
Like Victor Frankenstein and his creature, Shelley had a strained relationship with her father, novelist William Godwin, who disapproved of her relationship with the then-married Percy. She also possibly visited Germany's Frankenstein castle, where, coincidentally or maybe not so coincidentally, Johann Conrad Dippel had supposedly experimented on human bodies.
Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, 3 very sane spectators.
Published in 1818, Shelley's defining work would meet the silver screen almost a century later in 1910's Frankenstein. Produced through Edison Studios, this silent short sees the titular doctor use chemicals to create a monster who is destroyed by his own reflection. Other Frankenstein adaptations followed, including a lost feature released in 1915 entitled Life Without Soul.
It deals with the two great mysteries of creation, life and death. I think it will thrill you.
In 1931, Universal produced the first sound version of Frankenstein, as well as what many consider to be the definitive cinematic classic. Along with Shelley's novel, James Whale's film drew from Peggy Webling's stage version, Frankenstein: An Adventure in the Macabre.
Oh, can't you see I mustn't be disturbed? You'll ruin everything. My experiment is almost completed.
Wait a moment. I understand. I believe in you.
Whale's film is responsible for many of the hallmarks we now associate with Frankenstein. Where Shelley never explicitly revealed how the doctor reanimates the dead, the film introduced the idea of using electricity, along with the famous line, "It's alive."
It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be God.
The monster in Shelley's novel develops into an intellectual, but the film's interpretation is mainly limited to grunts and roars, almost like a child trapped in a hulking body. Ironically, actor Boris Karloff was eloquent enough to play a more sophisticated monster. Regardless, the film provided a showcase for Karloff's incredible physical acting, paired with Jack Pierce's phenomenal makeup effects.
Sit down. Go and sit down.
While the movie maintains the monster's tall build that Shelley described, Pierce incorporated many now iconic elements, including the flat head, neck bolts, and stitches. Despite being in black and white, Karloff's makeup was green, although Shelley described the monster as yellow. The film also makes it clear that the monster is comprised of different body parts, which is more ambiguous in the novel.
What will happen to the records of my experiment?
We will preserve them.
And
I will see that it is painlessly destroyed.
No.
Yes, leave it all to me.
Although much of this would become the norm, Wales' film made some other alterations that didn't endure, like changing Victor Frankenstein to Henry Frankenstein and giving him an assistant named Fritz.
Frankenstein, where is it? Where is it? Ah!
Quiet, you fool! Get away with that torch!
It's a common misconception that the monster is named Frankenstein rather than the doctor. The films may be partially to blame.
As I said before, I say again, here's to a son, to the house of Frankenstein.
Whale and Karloff reteamed for the 1935 sequel Bride of Frankenstein. While the title suggests the bride is Henry Frankenstein's, she's actually created for the monster, hence the confusion.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
In the book, Victor destroys the bride before she can be given life, prompting the monster to murder his fiancée Elizabeth. In these two films, Elizabeth survives, while Elsa Lanchester's bride rises, creating another screen icon.
She hates me, like others.
Roland V. Lee replaced Whale on the third film, Son of Frankenstein, but Karloff returned one last time. The film also saw Dracula himself, Bela Lugosi, play Igor, although his hunchbacked appearance had yet to be firmly established.
Has he always been here?
Nearly always. This is place of the dead. We're all dead here.
Lon Chaney Jr., better known as the Wolfman, took over the monster role in The Ghost of Frankenstein.
They didn't kill you. You lived through the pit, the sulfur pit.
While the monster became more intelligent, the material was dumbed down, with Frankenstein becoming a B-movie franchise. Weirdly enough, Universal's best Frankenstein movie post-Whale was Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, where Glenn Strange played the monster for a third time.
Lie down. Here.
Yes, master.
Although Abbott and Costello were their usual funny selves, the monsters didn't wink at the camera, resulting in a unique blend of comedy and horror. Mel Brooks took a similar approach when he directed Young Frankenstein, which had a laugh-a-minute script.
Don't put the candle back. With all of your might, shove against the other side of the bookcase.
Despite the difference in tone, the craft and atmosphere faithfully emulated Whale's Gothic films, working as a parody and homage right down to the black and white cinematography.
It's moving! It's alive! Oh, that fellow at Radio Shack said I was mad. Well, who's mad now?
Frankenstein has been spoofed in everything from shows like The Munsters, SNL, and The Simpsons, to movies like Frankenweenie, Hotel Transylvania, and Lisa Frankenstein. There have also been some unintentionally funny versions like Frankenstein's Daughter, Frankenstein vs. Baragon, and Blackenstein. Beyond Universal, the most successful run of Frankenstein movies came from Hammer Film Productions, which first adapted the source material with 1957's The Curse of Frankenstein. Peter Cushing played Victor Frankenstein, while the monster was played by Christopher Lee, who'd also portray the Hammer horror versions of Dracula and the Mummy.
Who are you? Tell me who you are. What do you want with me? Can't you see I'm only a poor blind man?
To avoid comparisons to Universal's version, makeup artist Phil Leakey conceived an original look for Lee's monster. Being a Hammer production, the film could also be bloodier than Universal's.
Oh no! No, Paul! Paul, you must tell them. You know what's going to happen, only you can save me. You must tell them.
Hammer produced 6 more Frankenstein films with a loose continuity. Cushing was a constant presence, excluding the 1970 remake The Horror of Frankenstein.
How do you do? I'm Victor Frankenstein.
The monster went through a revolving door of actors with different looks. In The Revenge of Frankenstein, a hunchback named Carl has his brain put into another body.
Frankenstein!
The evil of Frankenstein was distributed through Universal, allowing Hammer to create a monster closer to Pierce's design. Frankenstein Created Woman was a very different take on Bride of Frankenstein.
You see, the hair has changed color. Yes, excellent.
The creature designs got progressively sillier, looking like Dr. Evil in Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, and whatever that is in Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. David Prowse of Darth Vader fame played the monster in the latter, which was Hammer's final Frankenstein movie. Funny to think Cushing was also Grand Moff Tarkin.
Who am I?
Dr. Victor.
You've done it.
The 1973 TV movie Frankenstein: The True Story was among the more well-received adaptations of Shelley's novel. With slashers taking over the horror genre in the late 70s and 80s, though, Frankenstein saw fewer big-screen adaptations. The characters still worked their way into movies like The Monster Squad. In 1994, director Kenneth Branagh and producer Francis Ford Coppola aimed to create a more faithful film based on the source material, even entitling it Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Let me help you, Professor. You shall, of course, tell no one. They wouldn't believe you anyway.
Branagh's version still took some liberties while alluding to elements from the Universal films. Robert De Niro's performance and the makeup effects were well received, but tonally, the film was seen as a messy hodgepodge, kind of like The Creature.
People are afraid. Except you.
It can't be as bad as that.
It was refreshing to see a more intellectual monster, which would also be present in 2004's Van Helsing of all movies.
Oh my god. The Frankenstein monster!
Monster! Who's the monster here? I have done nothing wrong!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2025 marked a comeback year for Frankenstein. Epic Universe's Dark Universe reinvented the studio's classic horror characters with Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. The land introduces Dr. Victoria Frankenstein, Henry's great-great-great-granddaughter, who assembles several monsters in a triumph of animatronics.
And they are visceral, they are powerful, they are intense, and from a technical standpoint, they exceed beyond everyone's wildest expectations.
Director Guillermo del Toro fulfilled one of his longtime passion projects, adapting Shelley's novel with Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the creature.
That's why he's the greatest filmmaker alive.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
did you fan out? Did you geek out when you first met him?
Yeah. Inside, I exploded, I think.
While most adaptations present the creature in a sympathetic light, Del Toro's in particular leaves us to question who the true monster in this story is. One could argue that Del Toro already made a Frankenstein movie with his feature debut, Kronos. Intentional or not, the ideas of Frankenstein have worked their way into countless stories, from John Hammond resurrecting dinosaurs to Skynet pushing AI too far. With more adaptations like Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, it's safe to say that Shelley's impact is still alive.
Everything we did, we did it on purpose.
What's your favorite version of Frankenstein? Let us know in the comments.